guys, it's Angela and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I like posting videos about beauty, lifestyle, and travel. And if that is something you are interested in, please consider subscribing. So for today's video, we are doing this pretty glam fall, almost cool tone makeup look. So I'm so excited. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into the video in 3, 2, 1. So to start off this makeup look, I am using the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and concealer. I really love using this for both foundation and concealer. I want to pick up another lighter shade that would be better for my concealer because I have a darker summer shade. This is currently slightly too dark for me, but I make it work. I feel like if I pick up one more shade, I'll have a good range to do like everything. So I'm just putting a squirt on the back of my hand and using a wet beauty sponge, and I'm just going to tap that over my lid like I always do. I first conceal the pigmentation and the coloration of my eyelids. And then this also gives me a really nice tacky base to use for my foundation. And I do this first because not only do if I've already done my brow area and then I put foundation over it, it's not going to look correct. So I do this first, and this is of course after all my skincare. I actually just bought new skincare products and I'm so happy that they finally came in. They took a minute to get here. And so we are testing new skincare under my makeup. But other than that, all of this is stuff I've used before. So then I'm also going to be using the Morphe Artistry palette. This is what the palette looks like. I'm going to be using mostly the neutral colors. This just has a wide range of neutrals, which is why I'm grabbing it. And it's something different that hasn't been on my channel before. So, but any neutral palette, cool and warm tone will work. I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's just a really good neutral transition shade, especially neutral for my skin tone. And then I'm using a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to start by tapping that color here in the outer V, and then using a wiper blade motion to buff that in to basically the crease down here by my inner corner, but above my crease on the other 2/3 of the eye. And as I get towards the outside as well as towards the brow, I put less pressure on it, and that just like gives you a nice gradient. Next, I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush. And if you're following along using this palette, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And there's no names on this palette, so I apologize. But it's basically a mid-tone. It's not a neutral brown. It has a slight warm tone to it, but in like a reddish pink way, not like a yellow way. And I'm just tapping that first on the outer portion of the eyelid here, and then I'm gonna kind of make sure there's nothing left on my brush and kick off the extra, and gonna do short back and forth motion, and then I am gonna bring it in like this, and I'm gonna build that color up a little bit more but keeping it down low. Just tap it back on. Going back to the first brush, just ever so slightly wiper blade motion, and I'm kind of keeping it in line with my eyebrows line here, just as a reference point. Next, I'm going to take another small taper brush. This is the JH40 brush. This is like such a good little condensed size. I love it. I am now going to pick up this purpley brown tone and we're gonna concentrate that down here. Again, I like to tap my colors on first and then blend it out. And I feel like this color is what will determine if it's too cool tone or too warm tone. So if you use a warmer brown to deepen up your crease, you're gonna get a warmer look. If you use a more cool tone like this, you're gonna get a more cool tone. Next, I am going to take that second brush we used and just tap over the edges. So over here, you can kind of see I'm just like dispersing the color. I did not dip back into the pan at all. It's all about building that outer portion of the eye today. So I'm going to now take, again, it's a cool tone purple color, and I'm also gonna mix it with a teensy tiny black, just like boop, boop. And again, I'm just barely tapping that onto my eyelid. I am getting a little bit of fallout with this color, and that's also why I do my eyeshadow first. Next, I'm going to take a liquid eyeshadow, and I'm using the Wet n Wild liquid catsuit, and it's this really beautiful metallic taupe color. I feel like this is perfect for the fall and the holidays. So if you can only get like one glitter eyeshadow product, I would say grab this because it's really good. I'm almost out of it actually, if you can see. And I'm just going to, I don't use this on anybody else, so I'm gonna actually just go ahead right in with the doe foot applicator and put that on my lid. And I find that if you just barely tap on it when it's wet, like that glitter shimmer comes out. And if you can't find that particular product, another good option for about the same color tone is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the I Heart This shade. And I'll show you. Pretty much the same. In fact, I'm just gonna like pop a little bit of that on top. Oh, that's such a beautiful shade. But you can see like it's basically the same tone. This just has a little more oomph, and that's because my Wet n Wild is kind of dried out, sorry. And then at this point, I'm gonna pop on a wing eyeliner. If you don't want to do a wing eyeliner, I definitely recommend just a little bit of black eyeshadow right along your lash line. And yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so for lashes today, I'm using the Kiss Lightweight and Comfortable in the Shy Kiss ones. If not these, the Ardell Demi Wispies are, you guys already know, my go-to favorite lash. But I feel like mixing it up just a tiny bit today. I am back. The lashes are on. It's drying. Gonna move on to the rest of my face. So I actually want my skin to be on the more dewy and fresh side, which is typical, more of a summer look and not a fall look, but it just works better for my skin. It looks more healthy and hydrated. So I'm actually gonna use a little bit of this NYX Hydra Touch Primer. I don't wanna go too heavy on this because like I said, I am testing new skincare. And one of the skincare products that I'm testing is a new daily moisturizer. And I don't know if the two of these will, sometimes you'll get like a pilling effect. Certain ingredients won't want to work together. So I'm just tapping this on, really concentrating it here where I want that real dewy look. And also pressing it into my nose because there is a little bit of, there's a tiny bit of pore minimizing with this product. Not a ton, but a little bit. Skin is looking good. I'm gonna go back in with that Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and my damp beauty sponge, and I'm just going to blend this all over the skin. You guys have seen me do this several times now. I'm gonna fast forward through this. So while it's drying and settling into my skin, I'm actually gonna go in and do the brows. So I finally broke down and I bought some Anastasia brow products. So I have the Brow Wiz here, and I can't tell you how much I love these products I purchased. So I just kind of fill in with the pencil a little bit here in the front, and then a little bit back here in the tail. Next, I take the brow gel, and this is in the color medium brown, and I just make sure I don't have any clumps and kind of ever so slightly brush that through. Okay, so my foundation's kind of settled, and I can't tell you how much I love this foundation, guys. Like, it is so good. I love it so much. And I'm gonna take a tiny bit of the concealer, and you're like, a tiny bit? Yes, a tiny bit. I'm gonna just barely put that up in there, because I find a little bit less, I don't have to set it. It still conceals my under eyes, and I don't get that like super harsh look. Ever so slightly needed it. And I'm actually gonna do those spots first because I probably still have a little bit of foundation on, and I want to blend those in. And it's not going to be perfect. It's acne that's healing. I really have been trying not to wear too much foundation to let them heal, but I have a ton of filming to do today, as well as some pictures and stuff, so that's why I'm going a little bit heavier on the makeup. Plus, I wanted to bring this look to you guys. Start tapping that into the corner, and then bring it over and down. So instead of like drawing it on, I'm bringing it, and that really disperses the color so it's not super heavy, and that just looks like I look awake and refreshed, but it's not heavy. That's like one thing I've really been enjoying about this makeup journey, is learning what works for me, and one of those is not a heavy makeup. Like, I still wear a lot of makeup, but it doesn't look like I have a ton on. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Ticket to Brazil shade of this Wet n Wild bronzer, color icon. Has a tiny bit of a sheen to it, but I'm about to actually wear contour for first time in a minute today, so I don't mind that it has a little bit of a sheen, because I'm not using it as my contour and bronzer. I'm just using it as bronzer. Next, I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm kind of dipping into the first two shades here, and I'm just gonna barely stamp that on there, and then brush it out all around and down here. And I'm just gonna barely tap some color onto my nose. I'm not really like trying to contour or anything, but just trying to bring it all together. I didn't even dip my brush back into the palette. Okay, so my lashes are definitely dry now at this point, and I didn't put mascara on before because sometimes I don't need it, and like my lashes and the ones I'm putting on blend together. That is not the case today with these. So I am going to go ahead and give it a thin coat of mascara. What really needed, just a quick little twist. So just to finish up my lower lash line, I'm going to tap into these two colors again. These are the first two shades that I used, and I'm just going to buff that on my lower lash line. And I'm going to use an angled brush and put this on my lash line. And I'm using a black shadow. Smoky. It's been a minute since I wore this dark of makeup and I'm living for it, guys. Living. Let me finish this one up real quick. For blush, I'm going to use this Tarte in the color Party and pick that up. Do more of a rounded cheek and bring it up into that contour color. And I don't think I'm gonna actually highlight today, just on the inner corner of my eye like I usually do, but I want that like glow from within. So I'm actually gonna pick up the blush color Ego, and I'm going to tap that over top, and there's some shimmer in there, and that's just gonna kind of blend that blush color and blend the contour color and give that like inner glow from within, because I'm putting it in that highlight area. And then you can just use any bone shimmer shade for the inner corner. The one that I'm using is the second color in the Jaclyn Hill palette. That's one thing I don't love about the Artistry palette, is there isn't like a highlight shade in it, but I have enough highlight shades in other palettes, so I just dip into one of those. And if you don't want it to be a shimmer, you can definitely use just like a bone matte color or a bone or a white matte color too. I think that'll be really pretty. Last thing I'm gonna do is just line my lips. This is the NYX color in Pale Pink. And then I'm going to use the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. I'm not using a lipstick today. A little bit of dewy finish setting spray, guys. I'm serious. I want this to be dewy. And I always try to remember to do my setting spray before my lower lash line as far as mascara goes. So I'm just going to pop that on. And that is it for today's makeup look, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely love the way this turned out. It's been a minute since I did this like darker smoky look, but it is still really light. I definitely think you could wear this for a lot of functions, but let me know what you guys would like to see next as far as makeup looks, and comment down below what you guys want to see. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you get notified every single time that I upload. I have tons of videos coming your way, and if you haven't checked out my most recent videos, make sure you do. I will also have those linked down in the description. And I love you guys all so very much. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye. I need another one of those badly. That's like dried the fuck out. What lashes do I want to wear today?
Demi-Wispies.
Where's my concealer? Ooh, she is a smoky